So we will continue with the session. The topic has moved to the eastern coast of America, yet the initial part of it is still going back to my family. It is going to my sister Varsha Advani. I'll explain how. It's going to my father's younger brother Ramesh Advani, his son Nikhil's three shapeshifters, Nixie Nickel, that also is over here. Nakal also is over there. So there's lots of things. Off camera, I checked with the pendulum. I said I'm asking about Bezos. Talked about Bezos, his wife, etc., etc. We've got something that is seemingly unrelated. Do you really want me to go ahead with this, or is this unrelated? Is this related to Bezos's journey going forward? She says yes. I said, is this necessary to do? She says yes. By July end, we will move into what needs to be addressed, full-fledged. But this needs to be done. This may be the backdrop. So I say, okay, I will go with it. All right, I will repeat the pendulum work again. And let the pendulum answer. I will not say anything. One more thing. The version of Anita who came into being after the real Mrs. Anita, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani. And she wouldn't want to be known as anything else. She'd like to be known as ex-Mrs. Anita Advani because she went through great pains. One, to get her status as ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, and then to marry Mr. Kiran Merchant. So she wouldn't want to be known as Anita Advani today. She'd be okay with being ex-Mrs. Anita Advani and Anita Merchant after. After 2002 end, whoever was Anita Advani, amongst them is a very shifty-eyed woman. It is said she actually has Middle Eastern blood. So if we understand people from the Middle East, what do they like? Because they're from the labor class. When you are poverty-ridden in a place which is steeped in lots of fighting, there is definitely not the kind of prosperity in terms of greenery, flora, fauna, the way India has it at every corner. Thank God, God is kind to us, and the sea on all sides. So we are blessed, definitely blessed. No, we are definitely blessed compared to what Middle East is, zillion percent. And by natural resources, God given, comparatively and relatively. So anyway, if you think about that is not rich in the Middle East, born into those families, unfortunately, there is dearth of lots of things over there. At the same time, in stark contrast, are those who have everything and far more than everything, like their royalty. Then the starkness and the contrast is humongous. And we're not talking about today when, there's some transformation that has happened, but the style with which the transformation has happened decides the future course for those who have done the transformation, the manner in which they have done it. So I will not get into it. I'm just talking about, let's say, over 3 generations in the Middle East, let's just say prior to 2000. We're talking about that mindset. What is the trigger? So any which ways, the point is those kind of people want rulership primarily because that's the only exposure they've had. While they have lots of problems and hardships that they have to deal with, they have kingdoms. They don't have so much democracy the way India has had it since independence. So the mindset is very different. They have shown themselves through the NDA. Time and time again. NDA may not be whatever NDA is supposed to legally stand for. It could be non-disclosure agreement. That means funding from that who creates the criminal networks and the terrorist networks also, runs the intelligence. So far what he has done, stealth mode lasts 20 years. Ever since 2000 and I think full-fledged, she's saying 2009 onwards, but I say according to my understanding, It is 2000 and I to say 1996, 1997 onwards, full-fledged. She's saying sometime 2007 or 2008 or 9, while the pendulum. I say, according to my observation, as early as 1996. Maybe that was stealth mode, little, and not full-fledged. She's saying full-fledged shamelessly, 2009 onwards. Okay. What I come to a conclusion is that galore what they've gotten rid of is intelligence. Galore what they have increased is criminal networks. And slightly what they have damaged are the terrorist networks. So NDA is non-disclosure agreement for the funding and for the purpose. There is no UPA. The Congress people and old-time BJP people in droves, they've gone and done I don't know what, don't even want to get into it. They have attacked also ATS, they have attacked lots of things. I've said it many times. Come on, you do your own thing. You know what it is. Okay, when it comes to Anita, that's the most important. The lady who has, my pendulum says she's from the Middle East, like Jaitley. Shifty-eyed and sly. But if she got out of Mrs. Anita Merchant's position and allows Z in, who's a Pakistani spy, she's gone back to her home, is what my pendulum said. Don't even know. They rotate themselves in one bloody identity. So if my pendulum is saying that Anita was forcefully put underground, the real ex-Mrs. Anita Advani was put underground in end 2002, where the real Kiran Merchant from 2000 was thrown underground. The lady who came out, one of them is the Middle Eastern woman. She is shifty-eyed and sly. She's got 65 kalpas of Narak Patal when she exits out of the body. What is my observation of these people? All of them want to rule. When the NDA came into governance, they talked about being the ruling party and rulership. Generally, I think you have the party which wins and the governing party, or the elected party. If we try to remember how it was always. And there's a 5-year term, the government can fall because the opposition is always on your case. And it's good. BJP did a fantastic job for the development of India from a BJP perspective of being the opposition, reminding the party that was elected, in case it forgot something or it had got off track. That's democracy. Right? So these guys messed it up the criminal way. That's the Middle East lot. Put to work by the outsider. Anyway, coming to the shapeshifter for Anita Merchant, who has been given the duplicate one from the Middle East, shifty-eyed woman, who's been given 60, and she was shown how shifty-eyed in a land where there is nothing. So I think it is an outer planet. But then if you look at the Registan, or you look at the deserts, or you look at the dunes but the dunes are soft sand. This was more hardened sand. I don't know where it's from, but it's somewhere in the Middle East, with not even a branch or a twig growing from it. So no tree, no foliage, no flora, no nothing. But for her to give up her seat and allow somebody else to shapeshift for her, according to me, she is not a good background, but also very greedy. वो डायरेक्टली पार्लियामेंट जावे, उसको रूलरशिप करना है बाकी के जैसों के साथ. Point is, who is she hiding? Whose identity is she hiding behind? That's very important. So we got sold Sita, sold Geeta. Are we talking about her crisping herself and then shape-shifting for Sita Raman? In case that is happening, then what happened to Sita Raman? If it is not Sita Raman, because that's a finance portfolio, greed and finance. Or as Anita Merchant, is she shape-shifting for Modi? Only you know what it is. You need to sort it. That's what I had to put out, because that's what I got as a download. Okay. Now, when it comes to Bezos, we move on. Yes, Bezos is important because the package I got from Amazon, I don't realize I'm already 11-12 years shopping online with Bezos' company since I returned from New Zealand. For 13, 14, I started shopping. Now I'm addicted to shopping on this company. Frankly telling you. Okay? So my package came damaged. It's never happened in all these years. ये जो हमारे टेबल पे है, देखो दिखाओ तो, if I show you, you see these plates? It came opened, completely opened. बोलो okay, it must be mistake से हुआ होगा, but I'm saying let's hope it is not the topic and that has infuriated the miscreants. Let's hope not. Don't do that. तुम कुछ भी होए, किसी को मार के उसका जो पूरा हार्ड वर्क को छीने, तुम्हारा हक नहीं है. एक दिन तुमको भी निकालेंगे क्योंकि एवरीबडी इज वेरी डिस्पोजेबल एंड रोटेशनेबल. Anyway, that's your journey. I don't want to get into it. I explained to you, intelligence galore they got rid of. At some point in time, their seats were decided by the same source. Criminals for now is needed. तो उसका बढ़ाई किया है last 30 years के अंदर. टेररिस्ट को थोड़ा यहाँ वहाँ मारा है या बहुत सारा मारा है, वो एविडेंस को ऑफ कर रहा है. तो ये चलाता रहता है. Okay, anyway, it is the 27th of June 2025. It is a Friday. It is 10:08 in the morning. So we'll have an early start, right? Let's have an early start. What do we have on the table? I don't want to get it. It is very disgusting. हमने बोला है जो हमने बोला है. I'm not going to say it in camera. I should actually. I should say it on the camera because I think, I don't know whether I would like to take permission via the pendulum if it gives me the permission. Bolu. Permission nahi milta hai, I will not say it because it is somebody else's. You know, for my Varsha, I can say it because my Varsha and me, I think we're pretty to the point. Yesterday, I offered her bail. After 1 hour, I asked her, you like the bail? She said no. So I know that the bail was not like a bail. You told me no. So I said, should I take it away and throw it? She said yes. So I took it and I threw it. Most things she likes, the bail she didn't like. Right? So with Varsha and me, there is no, it is to the point. Right? But there are 2 more cases like Varsha which I have figured, which I don't want to say. There's an Indian princess who has gone through the same thing at Fort Jaswell. The perpetrator is Jetli. The girl didn't want to give her 10th standard exam. She was scared. She also didn't get along with her mother. She's the first victim. Second victim is blue-blooded, French blue blood, JAYA.ADVANI. Rain, rain is what it means. Sach hai. Varsha was brought up in a mediocre way with me at Fort Jaswell. Neither of us knew she is blue blood. We just had a normal childhood, or maybe she knew but she never shared it with me. I don't know. Both were played on, I believe, by Mr. Jetli, Arun Jetli. The third person who got raped because they are royalty and they are blue bloodline is from England, Scotland, UK. This is how desperate and cheap this class of people are. You want a piece of everything, Akshay Kukreja? This is what you said. But getting a piece of everything which is not due to you and whoever it is you have shaken hands with will bring you a longer stay in the place you're trying to get away from. You and your ill-educated, wrongly informed community worldwide almost immediately needs to understand that. Okay, it's good for you only. So have we clocked this? Yes, we have clocked this. We will go ahead. I am a nobody, Baba. I am the brown hairy little baby who's always sidelined, but I'm happy. This is how we've learned to be on our own, and we're happy in our own company. God is very kind. Shirdi Sai Baba is my company. So it's good. God is very kind. I'll say it a zillion times कि भगवान जो है बड़ा kind है. Okay? Now, what we will do is we will first start with taking blessings. God is very kind. This is why I just want to remind even the Indians, no matter what the situation is, you just look at what is available, where it is available, and you see how lucky you are. From Kerala to wherever, anywhere. So don't spoil your journey for yourself. Birth जो होता है, आत्मा जो होता है, where it is going to be born, it's in nobody's control. लेकिन होता है, होके ही रहेगा, चेहरा कुछ भी होवे. It's like an empty bag. If a Louis Vuitton bag stolen ends up in a garbage hole somewhere else, within no time it will wither and become as bad as the garbage place. So that is the stolen genome and genes and DNA to create designer babies anywhere in the world, trying to grab traits, but those traits used by a atma which comes from Nark Patal, demonic atma, looking very sweet because you stole the genes, will create mayhem not for those who will refuse to come to earth. They are happy with their earnings in the higher realms. You will create hell for yourselves, which you yourselves will not be able to manage. All the best to you on your journey. And if you think you are going to control everything through mind control, yet again all the best. You learn on your own journey. Anyway, start with taking blessings from Shirdi Sai Baba. So first we will start with Ganesh ji. Ganesh ji, please bless the reading. Please guide it properly. Help us journey through this entire whatever it is that needs to be brought to light. It keeps bringing other also interrelated stuff that we couldn't even guess about. But we're okay with it. It must be brought to light. So please guide us with intelligence to decipher also. Okay, we can go wrong, but please help us be as less wrong as possible and more, more authentic, or then more actually bringing the truth to light of things that even we don't know about, but is necessary to go out, right? Then Shirdi Sai Baba, please bless. Then Shivji, please bless. Shivji's other aspect, that is Shani ji, please bless. Dharma, karma, action according to dharma, successfully achieved, met during the lifetime, afterlife, depends on it. So he is the timekeeper when we are here on earth, and also will be signing off the accounting book for each of the atmas, and then when we go into the afterlife we get our home. So he is very important. Then Parvati Mata, please bless. Kartikeya, please bless. Lord Vishnu, please bless. Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, please bless. And Gau Mata, please bless with all the gods within Gau Mata, so that this reading is done appropriately. Okay? Hello, JAYA.ADVANI, are you with me? Sweetie Pie, your name is on the board. Are you represented on this board? Are you represented on this board, baby? File name cat, are you represented on this board in any way? It is connected with Nikhil Advani and Nikhil's shapeshifters, Nick, Nixie, Nickel. You are represented as Rain. Now, point is, we were talking to Mr. Bezos and about his journey, along with, we were talking about the founder, we were talking to the founder. He started with the thought that he would name his company Cadabra. It was inspired from the name Abracadabra, but his lawyer guided him to establish the company as Amazon. He got married to Scott McKinsey. So we were actually trying to decipher his journey and trace it to the afterlife, and then whatever he wanted to say. But in the throw, we've got stuff connected with Nikhil Advani, connected with you, connected with the blue bloodline. You say it is important to build it up to where Bezos was at and his journey. This read is necessary as a background to what eventually went on to happen with Mr. Bezos and his wife Scott McKinsey before she married him. You would like me to continue this reading? Am I wearing a shirt today? Am I wearing a cotton t-shirt today? These guys on purpose have been catching royalty and raping the women, murdering them and replicating them for fun. It's a Middle Eastern agenda. Saudi has to be careful. Saudi Arabia has to be very careful, especially their upper middle class jauntry. Indian women have to be careful from the upper middle, I don't know, across all genres, all sections of society, and irrespective of the religion, they all have to be very careful. Okay, I will go ahead with the Scrabble read. Okay. So coming to the Scrabble read, My name is Jaya. Varsha was born 2.5 years after me. Apparently, Nick, the shapeshifter for Nikhil Advani, connected with Ramesh Advani, shapeshifting at X, or you bought off the content of Twitter and changed it to X because that was all the evidence you needed to wipe out for 44 billion. That was not Musk who did it. Musk has exited out of the body way before. So you didn't mind spending 44 billion of Musk's money after sending him off to get rid of the evidence of all your deeds. All of it put up to Twitter. So anyway, first we'll start with Nikhil. Nikhil is not spelled properly. It's spelled as Nikil XRA. Now you will appreciate Elon Musk's camp is not in India. It is in Texas. It is in LA. It's in America, far away from here. The last time I went to America was when I was 10 years old. Nikhil went to Singapore. Liam is Southeast Asian. I didn't even think he could have any knowledge, any connection with Nikhil, but Nikhil was in Hong Kong for how many years? I think 2 to 4 years, and then he got posted via Citibank. Then he got posted to Singapore. There he was for 10 years. He was VP means Vice President, Investment Banking. He grew from a channel or like a sales agent or something like that for a DSA, for car loans. Then he got absorbed into the main after 1-2 years or 3 years of working nicely for a DSA, not even the bank itself. He got recruited by the bank in Bangalore and then sent to Hong Kong. From there, something happened to his face and all. He got into a big problem for 2-3 years. Then he went to Singapore. He got a Singapore posting. There he was happy for 10 years. Now his name is Nikhil, but here it is Nikil. Okay. Any which ways, Advani we are not spelt as W. We are spelt as ADVANI. Why you do WW, I don't know. Somebody amongst his shapeshifters has been coming and going shapeshifting at Elon's camp. My reading says the real Musk is still not alive. That's how his properties were sold, encashed. That's how they bought Twitter, changed it to X. That's how they also are able to do whatever it is, fund this, fund that. It is all this kind of money. They allow the money to grow on the back of somebody who has a good plan or a good idea or is ambitious or wants something big to happen. Once it has grown enough, they get rid of that person and replicate them. So if you go into the Johnson & Johnson daughter and father issue, or then Hilton giving away all their wealth in charity, this is how they do it. So I'm pretty sure Bill Gates also is a problem. They all started out of garages, built huge businesses because of their own business acumen. They were allowed to up to a point, then gotten rid of, so that the wealth, their piggy banks. And so is every churned, disposable shapeshifter. That's what you people need to wake up to and wisen up to. And call out the guy who has been running the show behind the scenes. Trace it, link it back to the source. or you so had it, then it comes down only to earnings. The rest of us couldn't care less. 60% of the world population though is happy, no matter where they go. The ones who had a problem before they were even born had a problem over here that they gave it that kind of soul, energy, activities. The only thing they achieved is worse than what they first came here. Problem is theirs, was theirs, is theirs, will remain theirs. Magnified probably in some cases far more than what it was before they first arrived here in their birth. So they have to think about it. We are still outsiders. YX ran Nikhil Advani. Don't even know what this is. There is a Nikhil Advani who has been murdered. I told you. Which year? This year. What time frame? Last 1 week. His wife Mala is a widow. She needs to know it. Of course, they have somebody plugged in his place. So you do your due diligence. Yeah, Mala Bhavnani's parents are no more, from before only. But Mala Bhavnani is fully understanding science. She knows science. So she'll understand what I'm saying. She'll also know how to address it. Her father knew about science in 2008, 9, 10, and I was very surprised. I said, how he's talking like that? So he knows. So if he knows, she has to know. So it's okay. They know how to handle it. Okay, so here we have Nikki. Why did the extra large run Nikki Advani? Nikki is my cousin from Bishop Cotton school days. That is Nikhil Advani, the real Nikhil Advani. He's called Nikki Advani. On his back there is Nix, Nixie and Nikhil. Doesn't want Advani to go there. Run by whom? LK Advani? Again, this is a BJP issue. Then Nick. So I'm 100% sure that Jaitley, Arun Jaitley has shapeshifted for Mr. Ramesh Advani. Nick, Nixie, Nickel. So Nickel, maybe we can say Knuckle, Nickel. So ideally, you know how I was talking about the nickel, NICEL or NICKEL, that means Atani Chavani, cents, paisas. You have gotten rid of so many people in the IIB. I am just a normal citizen. It so happens that my mother's second husband, Mr. Kiran Merchant, who was provided for by his great-grandfather and his grandfather, 5 buildings at Chowpatty, what he'll take from you. He can give you some. He happened, my reading is saying he was working for Raw. तो वो ऊपर नीचे नहीं करेगा. Also in the case of him and Ravindra, whenever he and his siblings ever had a disagreement, he has a habit of wanting peace, quiet, he'll leave the house and go. This is the reason why they chose to stay in Lonavala, not in Bombay and not even in Ravi Kiran. Where actually he has the terrace also available to him which his father said he will elongate a little more, add more things, set it up nicely so he and his newly wedded wife, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, can live there, which they said absolutely not. At any cost, nothing doing. He was a very simple man. What happens is, when you are born with a golden spoon in your mouth, no, you don't have a chip on your shoulder, you also don't wear it on your sleeve. It just is. So Z, in connection with L.K. Advani and Jaitley, we don't have Arun's name, but we have Aaron. But his name is supposed to be Arun Jaitley. Any Karen? And this is what you do. This is you at your bestest. बायोमेट्रिक्स में खेलने का है. बायोमेट्रिक्स में खेलने का है. अच्छा है. अरे when you can have people sitting and having their eyes biometricked to people's property papers, to the ATS, to the RSS, to the ED, come on. Nadiwala? What he? Nadia? What is his name? This guy who's in the Nadia? Nadwala? He's a big Sajid Nadiwala? Nadiawala? Who is this girl who Nadiwala? Who is Salman Khan's close associate for making movies? Sajid Nadiawala. Whose wife? No, yes, she was his wife. She is, what's her name? Sajid Nadiawala. His wife was very pretty. What was her name? Who committed suicide. Sajid Nadiawala, his wife committed suicide. She is she's very pretty. YZ ran KA. Are we talking about Kani Advani? Are we talking about kicks? As in the kick? Or is it the kid? Sajid Nadiawala's wife was who? 1 minute, let me check. So Sajid Nadiawala, I had to check. S is not there, just Nadi Wala is there, not Nadia Wala. Right? If we move this, it will be Wala. Nadia Wala. So he was very cut up about his wife's suicide. Her name is Divya Bharti, who was a very pretty lady, and she's doing pretty well in the Indian industry. He's done some many movies, and they've mostly been successful. Were husband and wife team affected? Don't know. This is like way before in the 90s, I think. He's still around. He was friends with Salman Khan. Lots of movies that he does is mostly successful. But he had to take a lot of brickbats. Was he really a culprit? Or were they putting it upon him? Did they get rid of the husband-wife team and bring in rear door entry, someone from the Middle East? Because Walla jo hai, I think that is from the Middle East. Otherwise his name would be fully spelled as Nadia Wala. But it's not there. That means there's a problem on his identity. Since we've identified that the problem comes from the Middle East, it is said that the anti-god rises from the Middle East, which means he was born in poverty in the Middle East. He ran an operation in stealth mode, confusing everything. And so far he's managed to get away. He probably was hiding out at a place away from his actual birthplace and running the operation, क्योंकि नकल बहुत है यहाँ पे. अब अगर नकल, if you think about नकल, what is नकल? Nakal is actually a Hindi word for mimicry and posing. So we'll move on from here. Is there anything else that हाँ यहाँ पे ऋण भी है, but it's asking why. ऋण या ऋणा is the same thing. We still have KA, or is it AK for Akshay Kukreja or Akshay Kumar? Don't know. That they have to sort out on their own. These are the things that we have here. It is saying there's a problem with the Nadia Wala identity. Okay. Of course, there is kicks also. Was this movie done by Nadia Wala? Please check. The movie's name is Kick. It's got Salman Khan in it. That movie has been called out for something that is not okay. Somebody amongst them is not okay. Some of the shapeshifters for Salman Khan at that time is not good. He's one of the 9 in the SKF team. After Mr. Salman Khan, the DNA related, gene related son of Salim Khan and Salma Khan was murdered. Those 9 are terrible. Most of the terrible activities are done by them only. They need to be stopped. They're not from good backgrounds. Don't even know where from around the world they've been picked up. You need to stop them. Also, you need to do a very, very deep inspection of the SRK team too. Both for Gauri's identity as well as SRK's identity. The shapeshifters of the height can shapeshift into the Ambani household. SRK, Mannat, SK, F. Cannot insult Mr. Salman Khan because he's got a clear chit. He's a very nice man. After 2008 and 9, sometime during 2009, all the nefarious activity besharmi ke saath, out of hand. You've got to stop them. Okay? यहाँ पे भी मिस्टर नाडिया वाला जो है, साजिद नादिया वाला, उसका सरनेम ठीक से स्पेल नहीं हो रहा है, एंड दैट्स अ फैमिली नेम. सो उसका मतलब क्या है? You to destroyed their family only like you destroyed Advani family. ADVANI. You made it ADWANI. That's a misspelling of my family name. What is the family that brought me up? नकल अगर सोचूं तो we're talking about Nixie Nickel and Varsha Advani. She's represented over here as Rain. She's supposed to be French blue blood, so she chooses to go with the name Rain because it's English. So Rin is primarily in your Atmic balance sheet. One look at you in your spirit form in the afterlife, when balance of accounts is balanced, balance brought forward from many previous births, जम गया है लाइबिलिटी साइड पे, वो बैलेंस बॉट फॉरवर्ड, उसके ऊपर और भी लोन्स पे लोन्स लिया गया है, वो भी लाइबिलिटी साइड. That is what Rin is. So for doing taking the Advani, Nikhil Advani or Varsha Advani's identity, Shalina Undalani's identity, file name Cat's identity, those who have shapeshifted for Nikhil Ramesh Advani and Varsha Kanyalal Kani Hukumatrai Advani, तुम्हारे घटिया गेम्स बच्चों का प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. इट्स अ शेम कि तुम जो वेलफेयर ऑफ पता नहीं किन किन का करना चाहते हैं, तुमने बच्चों को यूज़ किया है क्योंकि तू इनकॉम्पिटेंट है. मॉरल्स को देखूं, एथिक्स को देखूं, तुम्हारे जो गवर्नेंस कॉम्पिटेंसी है उसको देखूं, you're a failure everywhere. So if that's your qualification, you cannot do welfare for the others. Whatever you touched, you got a special Midas touch. You create problems for people. And even if somebody is prosperous, you manage to make that disappear. So let's just leave it. Okay? Nakal karna means to disguise yourself and shape shift. Pose, clone, ET, wearing ETs of others, wearing other people's egos, टेक्नोलॉजी को यूज़ करके, डिस्गाइज पहन के, बॉडी सूट पहन के, या तो पूरा फेस चेंज करके, नोज जॉब करके, काली कौवा निकले बॉडी सूट से, ऐसे कुछ भी हो सकता है. ET पहनो तो नकल करे, right? So anyway, you have earned great earnings going forward. All right. Coming to, I think you have gotten rid of Z also in China, and that's how the billionaires of China started disappearing. You went for the wealth, right? I told you that at some point in time, a few years earlier, I felt Z is looking highly robotized. But the crowds are so humongous over there that you see this tiny little thing standing and waving to the crowds, standing in the car. But the crowds are so humongous, what you're going to make out? But I say, no, this looks like very robotized. ह्यूमनॉइड भी होवे तो क्या हुआ? या आउटराइट कोई है जिसको तुमने बाहर भेजा है सिक्योरिटी के नाम पे, नकल कर रहा है. हाउ कैन व्हेन अ कैडेट इज still in training in the Indian army or any army, tomorrow if there is war, these guys have to go on to the field. They've not even finished their training. Then when you are taking such heavy positions, how you need 100 people to take responsibility of what you're supposed to do just by shape-shifting? Who will take the responsibility? There's so much confusion. Where does the responsibility lie? It's not okay. If you can't do the job, don't do it. There's so many other people. If you can have shapeshifters for one person, then wait in line till you get shot. Then let the next one come in with their own face and the responsibility and the line of responsibility. Either you let the law and order do its work so that people who shoot are not around and criminals are not around. But if you're allowing that to grow, you're creating more confusion, shape-shifting in somebody's role that is supposed to be governance, then we are all turning into criminals. And the only way forward is being a criminal, and that's not okay. Come on. काला है, काली भी है, पता नहीं क्या है. कालिया भी है. So Kali was in which place? Dilwale movie, where Meera is supposed to have stood in for Kajol, put underground, lost her life very recently along with Nikhil Advani, along with Ritika. Because SL and Kira, the Pakistani spy, went into a panic mode, and so Errol came to India. That's what was told to me. It's connected with your XXXX. कालिया और कली जो है कोई भी हो सकता है. If Advani has been at the receiving end, these are the number of people who have been killed. Stealth mode. They cannot be Kali and Kalia and Kali. They are already gone. They've gone to the higher realms. Wow. They are in the process of it. They're in the process of transition, body to spirit, within the next 2 years. Nixie Nickel, one of them, and Nikki could have worked in the movie Dilwale. Don't know. Why? Okay, I went and had lunch and came. I was feeling hungry, so I paused this. I'm back. Why Advani Kali Rin? NAX. This can mean many things. If we look at the movie Dilwale very carefully, what is shot in Europe, Belgium, Bulgaria, wherever it is that it was shot, and what was shot in India are two different people or many people shape shifting for SRK. वहां पे काली काली है. So here we don't have Dilwale, we have Dilwala, the movie. Nikhil should be the smaller guy. Nikhil is, according to me, he's a small built guy. The one who's Indianized and comes back in the scenes in India should be the Indian guy. The Indian guy has been connected with Nikhil Advani or vice versa? Or was it projected that way on X, which is Twitter? The movie is Dilwale. We have Kali, we have Kalia, we have Kali, Kala. Kala is short for Kalavati Hukumatrai Advani. So whoever it is at X, now it is established that there is somebody who hates Kani Advani's family, hates the Advani family. Whoever was murdered, CRISPR'd as Kani Advani or Kanyalal Hukumatrai Advani, ex Mrs. Anita Advani or current Mrs. Anita Merchant. Many people who were CRISPR'd up to 2018 as Kani Advani were ultimately murdered. Apparently amongst them is Mr. Bezos is one of them. Caught at New Zealand itself. Routed through UK, I think. That as we go forward he will explain what was what. This is the backdrop. This movie happened later on. Bezos is supposed to have been affected in 2012, gotten rid by or murdered end 2013, wife end 2014. This movie was released when? This movie was released in 2015. That means these guys were this movie was released in 2015. Dilwale movie was released in 2015. Half of its shooting happened in Europe. So, if the movie was released in 2015, generally they have a release when? Diwali or Eid, one of the two. Now, I don't know when in the calendar Diwali is though October, November, December, October, November, Eid, not sure. But doesn't matter. Point is, anywhere in 2015, if a movie is released, the shooting has to happen. It has happened abroad also. It has happened in India also. Then there is a post-production time also with the promotion. That generally runs for about a month or two. 1-2 months. Easily you can say 2014 was spent shooting. Ideation over 2013 maybe, but shooting definitely would have happened in 2014. So when it comes to Bezos' wife, not that I'm making any connection whatsoever, but since that is the topic, just to keep it with the topic, even though there is a, I said, what did I say? I said this happened after she passed away, right? But the point is, no, she passed away in November 2014. He passed away end 2013. Mr. Bezos 2013 December. Mrs. Bezos November 2014. So there is an overlap on the shooting part of it. Because I'm wondering, why do I have to do this reading for this? Where is the overlap? Right? There is no overlap to the naked eye. But if there is an overlap and he's insisting, no, you have to go into the backdrop, and this is the backdrop, then okay, we do it. So we're talking about the Dilwale movie. You will appreciate that other than Netflix, Bezos' company also got into movies, Amazon Prime, for which it is SKF's, somebody who did the okay, so we don't have the whole thing as Dilwale, but we have Dilwa. I would have thought maybe we can do this way. The movie is Dilwale, but instead we have Dilwali or Dilwala. Ankh is to do with the Illuminati, so-called Illuminati, which I say is bullshit. That's absolute nonsense. So, rear door entry into the Illuminati is the shapeshifter for Mr. Nikhil Advani, who's the actual better background. Nick, Nixie, Nickel are shapeshifters जो नकल करते हैं. Nakal means posing, mimicry, and posing and shape-shifting for the original. या Dilwala Ankh, Nix IR. So who was shape-shifting for Nikhil Advani? The three of you, one of you either has run off to Siberia or you have gone from your body, but the blue-blooded actual Nikhil Advani is no more as of the last 5 days. He was alive up to about 4-5 days ago. Rain is Varsha Advani. That's the other name for Varsha. She's supposed to be Neela Neeli. Which is blue blood. She's supposed to be French blue blood. She was gotten rid of in 2018 February. The first place she went to is my home, she says, via the pendulum. I was staying at 1401 Suman Towers. I have already told you I had 3 near-death experiences there between 2017 and 2018. My father passed away 3rd of May 2018. That's the only time I could move out of the home. went for his last rites at Fort Jaswell. Could not make it to the crematorium ground because I thought I was going to pass away. So went back up after going down with the body, which was going to the cremation ground. Had to change mind because even during whatever the pujas that were being done before the body was taken, I thought I was going to pass out in my own living room. So this is how I was very immobile. Varsha lost her temper because she says via the pendulum that you showed her how you were messing around, the cheap manner in which you do it. Maybe Nitin Kumar from Beautify India, because he's the one who said he bought Bangar Malas to my house to do the cleaning of the walls. He does deep cleaning. Beautify India. Call him and tell him the second time you have come in the next year to do the cleaning, since the first time you did a really good job. Second time, your person has left some nonsense around my home that does a lot of useless talk and is disturbing the peace of my home. He says, oh, there's some Bangar Malas that were picked up. Now they've gone back to Jammu and Kashmir. He sits and cleans star homes. Mr. Nitin Kumar, Vasundhara Raje, some son-in-law in her niece's second marriage. So shameless. JAYA.ADVANI is BJP. Miss Vasundhara Raje of Rajasthan, you are from where? Which party? NDA is mentioned over here. Isn't that the other name for BJP? Arun Jaitley was part of your setup. It is around that time that you have posted a photo outside of a girl who was raped by 13 Rajasthani so-called professors over 1.5 years. She had cancer, that 11-year-old girl. But my Sharanya was born with a tumor and with epilepsy. My reading says she was removed from our household after her first birthday. To be sent where? And at whose hands? You want to be teachers of what? What are your qualifications? You have to meet me on the other side. And you will by force. Not only you, many. Bole unginat. NDA, today's governing party, elected party. Third round, first round so bloody filthy that even the journalists have to say politics was never so bloody filthy. Do we take this as Z? Do we take this as X? Do we take this as X? What I have got to do with all this nonsense? Yet what have you done? Stealth mode. Sheeply as bloody hell. No Indian will ever come down to such levels of desperation. The woman who is being Anita is a sly woman. Her DNA is from the Middle East. She's the labor class from there. But for her to move out and give away to somebody else, caretaking position or merchant household also, means she went in for something far greater with lot more money. But wherever these people go, they grab like they have never ever seen money ever before, not even a grain before. Whether it is awards, whether it is businesses, whether it is positions, whether it is assets, real estate, they just grab. So if you've allowed that into the Indian Parliament, God help you. Forget allowing them in the Indian Parliament. If there is an idiot who's won the ED of the ET of the ED, biometric his freaking eyes to ATS, RSS. What more you want? Why Dilwala Rain Nick? Nixie Nickel. For the real Nikhil Advani. Shapeshifter for Rain also. Shapeshifted for Varsha Rain. Shapeshifted for Jaya Victory. I am Jaya Victory. She is Varsha Rain. She's already in the afterlife. This is how we're doing the pendulum work. During those years, we used to always see her on the Samadhi Mandir with Shirdi Sai Baba. Then we have seen her being taken care of because she's a baby on his lap. Then sitting by his side on a wooden chair. Didn't know where it's coming from. Not sure also how, because she in real life, you never see that she is that connected. She does the Sai Satcharitra, but she's a very private person. We never wear it on our sleeves the way I'm putting it out over here. There's a reason why. But through our upbringing, not ever. You'll never guess. So, there is a shapeshifter Nixie Nickel. That is for Nikhil Advani, and for Rain, who is the Neeli blue blood, there is also a shapeshifter. How do we know that? Because when we've come back from Queensland University of Technology, the discussion is about how Varsha Advani and Nikhil Advani look like real brother and sister because they have the same nose with a tiny bulb on the top of it. But the same thing is on Ankur Patodia, who's an absolute outsider. So I checked with Varsha if those two who were discussing the nose and how they are real brother sister because they're so similar, whether that was Varsha Advani. She says no, that was put into place to shapeshift for her. It wasn't her. This is where all the confusion has happened. So anyway, we know that this is going back to the release of the same timeline of 2014 when the shooting of this movie would have been on, yet it is indirectly connected with Mr. Bezos. I told you that when I was at University of Waikato, they had picked up the storyline of the university for Katrina's Pat, where she is ISIZ. Playing the role of a caretaker while she's a university student or at the university where the raw guy Salman Khan SKF has come there to see what he is working on, that Dr. Kidwai. In the movie, Ek Tha Tiger. But that movie also they picked up things from my life. But during the making of that movie, there are lots of things that have gone haywire in the background, which I was privy to, not because I was part of the crew, not because I was anywhere over there. I was in New Zealand, they went in so many locations to the west of the world. But because neurally I was connected to someone amongst them. I know that someone cannot be Varsha Advani. Varsha Advani was already underground. She was already in that Vichumbe Panvel or Kamote. That is from 2009 onwards. SKF is a real problem and the people shape-shifting for it is a real problem. One of them has eye problem, he has been. Salman Khan also, he has been. Bezos also. This is the connect to Bezos' timeline. So unrelated and yet related. Would you ever guess? I would, till this moment, I would not know how to put the jigsaw together. There's no connection. Is vid for widow? AK is Akshay Kukreja or Akshay Kumar? Between Akshay Kumar and Akshay Kukreja, Akshay Kukreja looks like he could shapeshift for Elon Musk. Even today. Is it X or is it X? This is the reason why Ravi's name we never get spelled properly. R-A-W-I. He's actually R-A-V-I. You'll understand with the spelling of the Advani surname that Advani's also got affected because I'm A-D-V-A-N-I, not A-D-W-A-N-I. Nadiawala also was affected, but then Divya Bharati issue has never been sorted. There are lots of rumors, lots of question marks, but one doesn't know what really happened. His surname also has been messed around with, which means he was also messed with. We are Hindu Sindhis, they are Muslims. Rohika Chagla Mistry is a Muslim. Cyrus Mistry is partly a villain, but also a victim. He is Parsi maybe. Rajan Taylor is partly Muslim and partly victim and partly villain. He's Gujarati. Mr. Merchant is the full-fledged Gujarati, 3-4 generations in Bombay in those same 5 buildings. He's also affected. His name is Kiran. There is no mention of him over here for whatever reason. Or is it K-I-R-A-N? His name is mentioned along with Kira or Kira. So Varsha is either Neela or Neeli. They call her Rani also. रेन के अंदर रानी भी है. Maybe Neha also was blue blood for all I know. I don't know. I was told her brother was a drug addict. He got her marriage done to a boy who he knew was terrible. Akshay Kukreja was hanging around with Neha in those days. But Akshay Kukreja sometimes is looking, plump, baby face, brown face. Sometimes fuzz on the face, no fuzz on the face. Sometimes green-eyed, blue-eyed, not blue-eyed, grey-eyed, green-eyed. Then last I saw him, he was actually looking fit and walking with a swag and refused to say hello to me. He has spent 8 months now, not in 8 months, maybe 4 or 5 months while he's a student on Orchard Park. He has spoken some over there. Here he just he walks through me. So I say, okay, I don't know what the issue is, but here he's fit, he's fair, he's tall, he's got a huge attitude. For somebody who has spent little time talking to you while you're a student, to walk through you, and he has spoken to you 2 weeks before and then disappeared and then suddenly appears. But to be of that attitude, one has to wonder. So is this Akshay? I think this is Akshay Kukreja. It could be Akshay Kumar, because if you're talking, it could be Akshay Kukreja. He's got the body and the height to go and shapeshift for Musk. He's also born in the year of the snake, but in the 80s. He also feels he's on a revenge mode. This is what he has personally said. Ethically also, his viewpoints are different. In terms of ethics, he thinks differently. So his idea of being ethical is different. You call him Yuva. I say he is planted over there. People like him are planted over there on purpose to be weapons for that who creates the wars, that who spends for the terrorist camps, that who kills intelligence, that who spends money and keeps criminals in his pocket and runs those syndicates, phasing what he wants, when he wants, on stolen money, playing the biggest chessboard game ever, using everybody as pawns except for himself. And most of his wealth is stolen. That's the best part. He has a business of stealing, he plows the money in for more criminal activity. And that's his business for the longest time. LA is over here. Nile is not here, but we would have thought it is Nile also. Rin is very high. Divar means a wall. Is AK-47? That's another thing. Divar means wall. Divan is the divan set. Is Nix in LA and did he have a divan? Is it a rak or is it a car? Or Kira? Kira, I told you, is shape-shifting for Mr. Donald Trump. He has also played the role of Kiran Merchant since 2000. After Mr. Real Kiran Merchant working, I was told now, first time in Raw, was pulled underground. A Pakistani spy replicated him and was playing Kiran Merchant's role since then. Next one going underground was Mrs. Anita Merchant, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, the real one. In her place, once she was put underground, 2003 onwards came amongst the many shapeshifters. One was Rosie Fernandez, another one was JAYA.ADVANI, herself CRISPR'd up to 2009, I think. Sonia Gandhi also was CRISPR'd as Mrs. Anita Merchant, then sent to Palakkad. Rohika Chagla Mistry, supposedly one of them. She's got 20 poverty-ridden shapeshifters, including from Iran and Oman, who have shapeshifted for her. Bombay to Iran, or where is her house? Ireland. One more person who came to my mind who has been CRISPR'd as Mrs. Anita Merchant, the most dangerous, the shifty-eyed Middle Eastern poverty-ridden girl. Very, very sly. Still around and very good at grabbing things that are not hers. contrary to my mom's actual energy and her life up to the time she was put underground. She is by evidence. At a time, nobody is really gathering evidence except that I go back into my memory and say, okay, what was my mother like? I got plenty of evidence to know what my mom's like. She's anything but greedy. So anyway, this is saying, why is Kira on a divan at Nix's house in LA? Or at some time in the past at that time? SRK used to go to LA a lot. तो कीरा जो है वो SRK के लिए जब हैरी मेट सेजल नहीं दिलवाले ही, वेयर इज दैट गेरुआ गेरुआ सॉन्ग? It was Kira, the Pakistani spy who also can be Kiran Merchant. Over there, Kajol's duplicate. Kajol didn't even marry Ajay Devgan, is what my pendulum says. So whoever was reigning as Kajol for a very long time, when she has gone for Dilwale ka jo shooting tha, she never returned. She recently passed away. She was again in there when Errol has come to India. SL going little crazy with Kira the spy, they got very worked up. So the IR, which is mentioned here also, was put to use. That's parallel to the time the plane of Ahmedabad, whatever happened, the helicopter, whatever happened. We'll keep off the Sanjay Kapoor issue. ये दाल खाता है. Has Kira shapeshifted for Nix? Nixie, Nickel. No, Nixie, Nickel. Nikhil Advani is Nikki Advani. In the Dilwale movie, the small bit Shah Rukh Khan, who's little dainty, in the Belgium shoot or Belgium tha ke Bulgaria, wherever it was, I feel that should be the Advani. If at all these guys are shape-shifting and were shape-shifting in that industry. Now Nirav, if you're talking about Nirav Modi also, यहाँ पे नीरव का भी जो स्पेलिंग है गलत है. NIRAW. He's supposed to be NIRAV. Wasn't he also absconding for some east? He went to St. Neves and Kitts or something of that sort. Must I shape-shifted for him also and done all the candy. Wherever there is candy, the originals who build a business will never fuck themselves over. Not ever. जो करेंगे घटिया जो शेप शिफ्टर्स आवे फोर्ज एसवेल के अंदर एवरीथिंग इज देयर्स. कमाई कुछ किया नहीं है, बस आते हैं दबचाने के लिए. What I am trying to tell you is this bunch that if they have gone into key places in government, in intelligence, they screwed everybody over. Then if everything is always grabbed by them, why are they going to leave the treasury of every country? What about Tesla? वीना का नाम अगेन है लेकिन अलग स्पेल है. शी इज नॉट स्पेल्ड लाइक दिस. शी इज VINA और VENA. शी इज मिसेस वीना मानिकलाल. शी इज किरण अंकल्स actual sister, much older than him, married to a man called Maniklal, who at some point in time owed the market some money. He was not supposed to be so straightforward, but then was that Maniklal or did they start this process in their home much earlier? Her daughter Mauni is married into the Videocon family, which again you said is a problem money wise. So this is the East. अब यही लोग जो यहाँ ईस्ट किया है, they have gone into Bezos's company and that's what they are messing around with. They are using it to mess around with everything. That's what you need to update yourself. I'm tired of saying the same thing. From coding to QR to facial recognition to products being sold, everything is a problem. You think Bezos would actually do that? Given his history, how he's built his country, what he is like a father, what he is like a husband. From which point onwards he got a divorce? From which point onwards? 4%. In America, I'll tell you one thing. बोलते हैं अमेरिकन वुमन से कभी शादी नहीं करना चाहिए. My father used to say, there's a joke. There are 3 things you should not do. So he'd give example of 1, 2, and the third thing is never marry an American woman. She'll screw you over for the last penny you have. Anything in the world but an American woman. Now he's talking about the general people. Bezos and Bezos's wife both grew up in America. She contributed from a time of building the company from the very beginning. They were friends, also marriage partners, also very educated, also hardworking, also built a successful company. She has how many children from him? So she is not a Middle Eastern woman. She's an American woman, Baba. Bezos gave her how much in their divorce? 4%. But even if a man is a middle class, lower middle class man, when he divorces his wife, she screws him over as much as possible for anything she can take. How did Bezos' wife agree to 4%? Surely not because there's a Middle Easterner or somebody who is from poverty-ridden background plugged in over there to take care of the position, and she doesn't know better about what American women are like. My pendulum says that it was a show put on. Husband-wife, the long done away with elsewhere. The same bunch of rats have gone to America, they're screwing you over. So, Veena is not spelled properly, Kira is for Kiran. Veena should be Vina or Veena, Mauni's mother. Kiran uncle is Kiran uncle, but I say Kira if this is not spelled properly. It is Nikhil Advani's father, Ramesh Advani, who talks about going to Kiran uncle's 5 building at Chowpatty to meet Mr. Mehta, who he knew from his old Madura Court days, which is bullshit. Simultaneously with that, he has also reikied Andheri West, where Suman Towers is. That is in 2005 or 6. The real Mr. Ramesh Advani would not ever do this because it's completely unrelated. If he needed to do raking of merchant household property, he would have done it when my mom got married in 84-85. He has never done it. Suddenly in 2005, what happened to him? 2005-2006. That was a replica. The ones who steal. They are mostly from Middle East and surrounding areas. And all of them have generational issues with dearth or let's just say some level of lack. So if you want to see this as Kiran, want to put it as Z. Did she blame him of spying for Z? No, he was a raw agent, is what I was told. She's not spelled properly. Her identity is a problem. Maybe she, through Manik Lal, is one of the first few. Wasn't Manik Lal always cheating, not paying his father-in-law, Veena's father, money back? Taking loans but not ever paying it back? Didn't he owe the market a lot of money? Isn't it true? This is what my mom used to say. But was it really Manik Lal? Because Veena knew Manik Lal while she was growing up. They lived opposite each other. It was a love marriage. And so it was accepted because he came from a well-off family, well-settled family, opposite her mother. She had a good relationship with her mother, Mrs. Niranjani Merchant. But at some point in time later on, Manik Lal turned out to be doing this kind of activity which was being paid for by his father-in-law. That is the reason why I am asking you, because Veena's brother Ravindra Merchant also went to America to do an MBA. I am told that Mr. Ravindra Merchant, when he returned from America and he saw what his father's net worth is, he didn't want to go back and settle in America because he says suddenly he saw so much wealth. I say, if you are born with a golden spoon in your mouth, when you return to India, suddenly why you realize, oh, my father has so much. You have grown with it. You know what your father has. Suddenly why you feel, oh, he's got so much wealth. You should have known it before you did. You didn't. MBA you don't do when you have gone to do MBA. You're not going for preschool. You're going after you finished your schooling in your father's house, college in your father's house, worked a bit, then you go to do your MBA abroad. You're a mature being. You know what is what. So suddenly why the change in attitude? Again, this identity is a problem. This is the Merchant household. Kiran uncle is spelled properly. Let's see what it is on the real Mr. Kiran Merchant. I don't know if X has any video of Kiran in Raw. I don't know. You know what, you got content in X, Twitter. Kiran uncle doesn't eat dal only. He eats lots of other things also. But yes, he likes khichdi. He likes dal, rice. He likes his pakoras. He's very simple. He doesn't like onion and garlic in his food from the very beginning, but he's a little spoiled. So if he doesn't like something, he just takes his whole thali, which is pretty huge and pretty heavy, with lots of small bowls in it. All of it is done with metal. He just takes it and he throws it on the floor, and it was little challenging for my mom to deal with. So anyway, with a firm hand, she initially in their marriage had to tell him it won't work with her. So his father's house is a different thing. His mom and his sisters, all of them cajoling him, mollycoddling him, will not work with her in her second marriage. This is what I know about how the initial 1-2 years of adjustment was for my mom in that marriage at Lonavala. His other sister's name is Naina. She's also over here. She had gone to Lonavala and complained about my mom and about some steel bartans and all that. Right? To my mom's, means Kiran uncle's father. हमको हर चीज़ पता है. हर चीज़ नहीं पता है, थोड़ा थोड़ा पता है क्या क्या हुआ है इनिशियली. So both his sisters are named over here. Poonam's the only one who's not named. Ravindra, he's named. So the shapeshift of Ravindra was connected to Kani's identity in some way as ill. So this is though coming back to the Advani merchant household full-fledged. I don't know how. No clue. It could also be axe. It could also be Rani. On behalf of LK, but LK is supposed to have been removed much earlier. He's also LK Advani. And in his place there's an Afghanistani person. He's been called Sikh. In the previous read, Sikh, Kick, SL, LK. SL's association with LK, even a previous read had given that LK had mistaken SL for SRL. And that's where all the problems started in the 90s itself. 95 SRL was done away with whenever Mr. Advani met, till the time Mr. Advani was alive. It would have been removed pretty soon. Now whatever Ratna award you have given, whoever you've given, generally my understanding is it's always given to that who grabs without doing the work. It's always the duplicate. Sympathy games are always spoken about after the duplicate comes in. Harassment happens to the original, then the original is sent away, then grabbing of assets, grabbing of awards, rewards, big talk is always on the face of the duplicate. You have been doing this consistently from I don't know when. अब तुमको देख देख के ऑब्जर्व करके एक पैटर्न मिला है बहुत टाइम से, जहाँ जहाँ देखो तुमने वही किया है और तुमने हमेशा मूवीज के थ्रू मैसेज दे दिया है कि व्हाट यू आर अप टू. Now you have gone to Tamil Nadu and to Andhra Pradesh. Jaya.ADVANI also went from there. एम्स हॉस्पिटल, वो भी मेडिकल लाइन ही है. उसके आजू बाजू क्या डांस ड्रामा हुआ था when she had gotten out from those days. anything that is appropriate governance, anything that is appropriate law and order, anything that is appropriate military, anything that is appropriate justice, तुमने लोगों को चेंज करके रिप्लेस किया है 20 लोगों, एक मरी हुई औरत, उसके लास्ट राइट्स यू डोंट केयर. द फैक्ट दैट यू मर्डर्ड हर यू विल नॉट लेट एनीवन नो, क्योंकि वहां से तुमको जस्टिस सिस्टम तक हाथ मिलता है अनस्क्रू करने के लिए. You have done it in so many cases. You are desperate. You are criminal network. But born in generational poverty, in a place that even God doesn't give you twigs and trees to grow on that land. It is a matter of the world is so big, everything is available. तुम्हारा जन्म वहाँ पे क्यों होता है? फिर वहाँ से तू क्या करते हो? फिर क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग से करते हो? तो अगर 65 कल्पा नरक पाताल उस औरत को नहीं मिलेगा तो किसको मिलेगा? So Ravinda is actually Ravindra Merchant. Mr. Ravindra Merchant, older brother of Mr. Kiran Merchant, went to America to do his MBA, but when he came back he said, "Arey, there is so much wealth over here." He never went back only. He didn't want to go and settle over there. This is what I was told. Miss Veena, spelled wrongly, W-A-N-I, she's actually V-E-N-A, from a very well-off family, love marriage to another boy from the similar community, little different, but again well-off. Suddenly things start going wrong there also. So you can say rear to entry, and they are very moneyed people. So wherever there's moneyed people, if the eyes fall by the criminals, almost immediately you can think one by one they'll be knocking people off. They'll be replacing people. That is something nobody can think of, but that's what they've done. Under my nose, you have brought so many people as Mr. JAYA.ADVANI, my own dad. तो हम विटनेस है कि तू ये चीज़ कर सकता है. थोड़ा थोड़ा डिस्क्रिपेंसी है बिहेवियरल पैटर्न में या बॉडी स्ट्रक्चर के अंदर, पर एन ओल्ड मैन व्हाट यू डू, बट यू प्ले ऑन इट. इफ यू कैन डू दैट इन माई हाउस, यू कैन डू इट एनीवेयर. If you have gone put your biometrics on the ATS, RSS, gone and changed biometrics, the man is dead. He's an RSS member or he's somebody high in the RSS. He's a ATS. ATS is literally everyone shivers in their pants at the thought of an anti-terrorist squad. You dare to go get your biometrics done onto an ATS officer. तो माना कि तेरा जुर्रत कहाँ तक बड़ा है and why? Because so far you've gotten away with it. That's why. So anyway, Ravinda acts Leena LK कनी को लेके आऊं तो क्या होवे? Kani all Manake Kani and his brothers and sisters. So when did Mr. Ravindra Merchant go to America, study and come back? Which year? What is the relationship with Mr. JAYA.ADVANI and his entire family? Mr. JAYA.ADVANI and all his siblings from 87 were all affected. Murdered, if I can say, most of them. Those left behind I think in a face and form unrecognizable, without memory of who they actually are. Ravinda is not Ravindra, yet he is known to be a litigant, due to which the case went on for 18 years. There's a grandfather's will which says it is will to Ravindra Merchant, older son of Mr. Narottam Das Merchant, and Kiran Merchant, the younger son, the only boys born in the merchant household. That case for solving took 18 years. Mr. Kamdar, the judge, passed the order that no, it is an open and shut case. That was 2005. But it still dragged on till 2017-18. after that, and those signatures went missing. It's all criminal activity. Bombay High Court has so much upside down, and maybe that is why MC Chagla's granddaughter's home was also used. Many law firms have been affected, whether you know it or not. In this case manner only. Like this only. So either it is Kani all and all, it is Kani ill, or it is Kani Lee or LA. I don't think my father has ever been to LA. No, I think he has the money for it. Is there a Kuala Lumpur guy who's pretending to be an Advani? The Ani of LK would be then Pratibha, if you're talking about LK Advani. Ani means fish eggs. Anna Ravinda says this is from South India. The High and Mighty have already torn some files connected with Mrs. Madhav E. Reddy, connected with some ATS or IPS. They tore those files and burnt it because of High and Mighty. तो तुमको ये ऑलरेडी पता है, तुमने ऑलरेडी ड्राउन कुछ चीज़ किया है बहुत टाइम से. दिस इज़ नथिंग. At the most, I will exit out of the body because you still need to hide. But my job is not to prove evidence against you, because nobody can set you straight here on earth. Your setting is now so long term. Nobody in the entire Brahman can convert it and save you. The proof of what you've done, to let you know that it is already known and documented and recorded in the Akashic records. And you, like very brave people, will have to take your own earning. That's all. That is why this is happening. Yes, from an Advait state where everybody will gain equally on equal footing, you will get the rewards for the work put in by you. That's it. So it is possible then, when Kira, the Pakistani spy, standing in for Mr. Kiran Merchant in 2000, the first person he probably got rid of is the older brother, Mr. Ravindra Merchant. That's the missing link. And so everybody went, who's left in that family? It is strange because I already told you what is the connect between Mr. Kiran Merchant's father, Mr. Narottam Das Merchant, and Mr. Udyant Malhotra's father, Mr. Jayant Malhotra. There is no connect, yet when they died with the same events happening to them in two separate places the same way. It was called black magic, but we don't do black magic. Neither the Malhotras nor Mr. Narottam Das Merchant. Yet both died with the same complaints, same problems, same kind of hospitalization. Doctors can't find anything wrong with them. blame it on black magic because there's a lot of money involved on both sides. Udayant is Toby Malhotra today. He supplies to the defense ministry. Except that Toby Malhotra's identity has been equated to Rocky Fernandez and the Fernandez family. Bye. Bye. Ritu used to call Toby Malhotra extremely argumentative. He's an intelligent man when he has first gotten married to my cousin. Don't know whether he's really argumentative or what it is, I have no idea. He's a very polite gentleman. Very, very, very polite. But did he survive or is he gone and replicated by Fernandez yet again? Biometricking his eyes, shape-shifting in and out of their homes. Toxic as hell. तुमने बहुत कांडी किया है, बहुत ऊपर नीचे किया है. वक्त अब कम है तो बोल देते हैं क्योंकि रीडिंग भी यही मिल रहा है. So if Mr. Kira, who's a Pakistani spy, came to be raw Mr. Kiran Merchant, putting Mr. Kiran Merchant underground. When did Mr. Narottam Das Merchant get put into hospital? Similarly, Mr. Jayant Malhotra. They're completely unrelated. Pramila Malhotra got married in which year? She is still relatively newly married when her father-in-law has passed away. But the same way that Mr. Jayant Malhotra passed away, Mr. Narottam Das Merchant also passed away. But they are not related at all. One is the niece of the ex-husband, the other one is the father of the new husband. The midpoint is Miss Anita Merchant, my mom, ex-Mrs. Anita Advani. So all eyes fall on her. संत तो संत है किरण मर्चेंट, कोई सोचेगा भी नहीं. But it is Mr. Kiran Merchant, they say, was put underground, for which Kira, the Pakistani spy in 2000, took place to become the new Mr. Kiran Merchant. And from that unseen place to screw everybody over. First person he must have gone for is the older brother, as well as the father. So who got harassed on the back of it? For how many years? Naina, Poonam and Veena. Only they know their own history. So please now dip into your history, or anybody who knows this family, dip into the history and please timeline it. You'll find the miscreant, you'll find the gaps. Karna hi padega. They got one grandson who's alive. Ravindra ka beta. Kira gaya hai America tumko dhoondne ke liye. Wherever in the world you are at. He is supposed to be Piramal's son, Piremel, they are no more. Ishambani and her husband. Piremel, P-I-R-E-M-E-L. Piremel. बोलूँ ऐसे ऐसे फ्रेंड्स, इंडस्ट्रियल फ्रेंड्स होवे तो अंडरवर्ल्ड 20 करोड़ का क्या ऑफर करके धमकी देके निकलता है 500 करोड़ के लिए. If it is not drowning in criminal activity, then what is? Still not willing to accept that this has happened? Don't accept it. It is okay. It's at your own detriment. हमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Is still an outsider. We were an outsider. We are an outsider. We will stay an outsider. And when it comes to setting you straight, it will be done from where? From a place that nobody can say no. Yes, on equal footing. Advait banke, everybody gaining equally according to the work done and rewards due. According to what? Plenty of evidence that has already happened over billions of years. ऐसे करो तो ऐसे होता है. Karmic reasons के लिए rewards for karma put out. Action. Dharma, karma, best friends. Walk hand in hand. To the rewards. According to the spirit laws. with plenty of evidence already documented from way before. So Ravinda has gone on to ask the NIA. Maybe he's seen on X also. Is he the man who is supposed to be Sikh kick? Afghanistani standing in for LK, connected with SL in a previous read. Off camera we asked. So LK Advani was removed. वहाँ पे एक अफगानिस्तानी आया है, he's supposed to be Sikh, connected with SL. Same way how Mr. Modi's government gave 90 crores or what they gave to Afghanistan. They built their parliament, okay, but the Taliban came and sat there. And the parliament was built like as if it is on lines of Taj Mahal ballroom. And you know the old Taj where the stairway used to be red and grand, red carpeted and all. That style. So one look at it, I said, but this is what the old Taj used to be like. वहाँ पे तो बॉम्ब हुआ है, सिनेगॉग में बॉम्ब हुआ है. पाकिस्तान को सिनेगॉग से क्या लेना है, आई डोंट नो. लियोपोल्ड एंड CST. And Kasab needs to be drugged out of his mind. But a terrorist generally is from birth trained in the name of Allah to do what he thinks is right, getting rid of that in the name of freedom. He doesn't need to be drugged. He's trained and psyched from birth. यहाँ पे भी kicks है. So you understand what I told you about the Sikh man from Afghanistan? His topic came up also where? Was it with Sikh and kick, right? बोला था. तो ये वही है. Is it all or is it LA? So I'm just telling you, where is your problem? We have already identified where the problem factor is. It is the year 2000 in which a raw Mr. Kiran Merchant is taken underground and comes out for him Kira the Pakistani spy, and from there he screws everybody over, leaves nobody. That's your culprit. He's today shape-shifting for Trump in wherever, Washington DC. He has come and gone from India recently. That's when all the fuck-ups happened, along with Errol. And yes, he and SL work as partners. Bartila also works for him. Gautam E, they call him uncle. Gautam E, Bartila and Pabitra, 3 maids who were working in this society. That Kamwali Bai, the old woman, her granddaughter and her son, and 2 orphan kids, 1 boy, 1 girl, could be SL and his sister. The dream where we see the 2 dark girls who know SL. Those are the 3 probably connected with the grandmother who looks after the boy and the girl upon their mother committing suicide. On the back of which the old woman comes to work at my home, but she has first worked in Ramesh Advani's wife's parents' home before she got married to Ramesh Advani, much earlier. It's that family. Then that boy called Ladka, who has done cleaning at my home for a short while. Ladka's been there for 15-18 years, but there are people who shape-shifted on that one identity, and because he comes into the house by 7:45, he's gone by 9. Or if he comes to work at 8 in the morning, he's gone by about 9:15. He goes to many places, offices on marine lines, homes at marine lines. He's attached to the cooperative housing society. Nobody really pays attention. And since everyone's been there from 1950s, nobody really breathes down anybody's back. It's all trusted. They've been around for the longest time. They live also in the building, down behind at the restaurant on the tank, attached to the restaurant. called Liberty Restaurant downstairs. That Bartila in Bombay connected with Liberty Cinema, whoever from Regina Pacis was hired. There's a boys' school also. There's some boys at the time Bartila was working at my home, and a little later they're also involved. You find out that boy whose identity people have shapeshifted on, the guy who has a problem in the small eye and okay one eye, that guy has shapeshifted for so many people. Yes, many people. Whether it is Mr. Manjeet Sarangani, last. Whether it is Mr. Salman Khan, whether it is Mr. Bezos, that's another link. From this reading to Mr. Bezos, because what he says is the build-up by July end will happen. A clearer picture will come in by July end, but this has to be done to link it. So we are doing this. There is Mr. Bezos, where is America, where is LA, and where are we at Bombay? There are also marine lines. Diya also is over here. For whatever reason, I don't know how to understand it, except that the diya is important from the point of view of the lady or the man who lights the diya. Connected with Mr. RIL, जो यहाँ पे है. So these shapeshifters have screwed everybody over for their money, is what I understand. Mr. Mukesh Ambani is supposed to be JNPT, Baman Dongri, God only knows in which year. है body के अंदर, नहीं है body के अंदर, anybody's guess. There are 8 family members, his Isha and Anand Anomo. I am saying it sadly. Piramal also is Piramel. For 8-10 members in the family, if they've got 600 staff, overpaid. When did that happen? What is the majority in that building? Who's coming? Who's going? Nobody can ever figure it out. If Kicks has been shape-shifting because of the height, everywhere, including the Indian Parliament, and they're all Middle Easterners. So we've had it. Is it Nina or is it Nena? So you know Nena, in Salman Khan's movie, she's a secretary, she's on the face of Sen. That's the time she was supposed to be seeing or being friends with RIL's Mr. Mukesh Ambani. So in my dream, we are told, Sushmita Sen on the phone is telling Mr. Ambani, and whoever superimposed on, someone is superimposed on me, so I'm just the observer in the dream. I see he's on the phone and he's saying, and he's being told that Ms. Sushmita Sen is not going to meet him. She's cancelling the appointment for that evening. And so he puts the phone off and then he just turns to whoever's standing superimposed on me and says that Vasai Valsad area is good, you invest in that land. Okay, they part ways. He's going in his car. The person who superimposed on me goes into the building and lights the diya first thing. So नैना नैना जो है वो एक मूवी है डॉक्टर का, जहाँ सलमान खान जो है, he is interested in Katrina Kaif, a model. His secretary is Sen and she's got a very straightforward life, so he finds her very boring. But to win over Katrina Kaif, he does some 420 business, which is, again, he's played in Tront. That movie was released in which year? We need to check. Okay, so Nena, the year is 2005. So it is possible she was shooting for the movie, so it could be the year 2004 that the incident happened. When 2004, 2005, when Sushmita Sen, who plays the role of Naina, that's a character name in the movie Maine Pyar Kyun Kiya. That's the dream that was sent to me. What probably happened off screen. The timeline was probably 2004, 5, 6. The movie released in 2005. Naina character was in it. The recording of it or the shooting of it would have happened in 4. That's the timeline. So if from that time only everything went haywire, then RIL ka Mukesh Ambani can't be spared. It is already established that Isha Ambani and Anand Ambani are a problem. हालांकि उनकी आइडेंटिटी से प्रॉब्लम है along with RIL's Mr. Mukesh Ambani, something to do with JNPT and to do with Baman Dongri and underground military facility. Last I checked, they were alive. No. 2-3 weeks ago I checked, they were alive. RK, last I checked, is not alive. I didn't bother checking with the rest of them. Meera also no more from the Dilwale movie. Naina also is the character connected with the Diya time of that time, and Meera also is a character name, not the real girl's name. The character in the movie. So anyway, since it is leading up to Bezos, it is okay that RIL is also mentioned. NIA also mentioned. What's a yaksha? यक्षा क्या होता है? Is it Nikhil Advani or is it N? दिया जो जलाता है, जलाती है, लड़का हो सकता है तो फिर बने प्रिटी बॉय, लड़की है तो एन बने. It's confusing. Okay, it's 13:18 right now. और करो. Kanna for Kanni. Kane. So, if Kani Advani had a shapeshifter called somebody else, so from that family, maybe they created a duplicate for Nikhil Advani. The real Nikhil Advani and the real Varsha Advani are supposed to be of a Neela bloodline. RIL has the money for research, genome replacement, cloning, but before him, somebody abroad. It's called national development. Nick, Nixie, Nikhil are clones of the real Nikhil Advani. The 10 shapeshifters for Varsha Advani, including the Kambali Bai's granddaughter. She was actually CRISPR'd to be Varsha, or was she just getting in and out of bodysuits? Because other than that, she also works, I think, lends her face in the film industry. If you look at her, she's very thin, very small. She can grow to any height. Wearing a bodysuit. Any height, any size, except thinner than what she is. It's called size 0000. Real looks very different from what the shapeshifter ends up looking like once the bodysuit is on, or then crisping also happens. She and SL, that group, have been called out to be miscreants, and they're all operational on the harbour line. From Marine Lines to VTCST, all the way to Pen. Operations from Panvel of 2009 moved then at Arnab's time in 2022 to Pen and beyond, but not to Ratnagiri. But not at Panvel like it used to be. A few stations further north, more interior. The construction had moved. DIA stands for the next in line. Kani's DIA would be who? Next in line. But then RIL has lost, according to me, Isha and Anant also. Piramal lost, Piramal became Piremel. Merchant household had what kind of offers? If you are Mr. Merchant's son's friend, Piramal, then buy offers of 20 crores for 500 crore property. You should be on real estate business, you should grab it. It's prime property. Itna kya confusion? So who you are trying to fool? Most of these guys, their height is 5'7". That's where it ends. So how many people who are skinny thin, including girls, can come and go from that place shape-shifting? What is 600 staff as staff for the house? How you will ever track? कौन आ रहा है, कौन जा रहा है? If in a house where we are not with so much opulence, only 2 members of family, yet so many people were CRISPR'd and brought through before they were killed, on Mr. Kani Advani's identity and Mrs. Anita Merchant at Lunavla. That means how much you hate the Advani family. Why you hate the Advani family? What gets you about the Advani family? You don't like straightforward people? हाँ, उसका नाम यहाँ पे है. W को ड्रॉप कर ले, अडानी मिलेगा. पहले अडानी करता क्या था? What you were doing for work before? Inspiration for your family name came from where? You meet me on the other side. I'm still telling you. I got a huge community waiting for me at the other side. They are all mostly are in the upper ends. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. प्रॉब्लम उनको है जो पहले ही बर्थ से प्रॉब्लम थे, लोका से भी, फिर जन्म से भी. फिर वहाँ से निकलने के लिए उन्होंने और भी घटिया कर्म करके कुछ बनने निकले. So you must be knowing balance brought forward on the balance sheet, either on the asset side or the liability side. Asset side, you have so many different components that increases the assets and goodwill. Liability side, it is the loans, depreciation, right? तो फाइनल बैलेंस तुमको आता है ना, क्या है, प्लस ना माइनस, बैलेंस इट ऑल ऑफ. तो वही तो आत्मा है. आंटी अद्वैत जो है, अद्वैत ही. Everybody gaining equally for the kind of work put in by you at an atmic level, for the rewards earned by you. 15 realms are there. वहाँ पे भी आर्ग्यूमेंट नहीं करना है, यूजलेस. This may be things in the background. JAYA.ADVANI's next in line were axed by NIE on cue from whom and where and why. All the best to you. Anyway, let's ask her if we can close this reading at this much because I'm tired. हमको बकवास हमारे घर पे नहीं चाहिए. Not when we're doing readings that are so serious. You want uneducated, take it somewhere else. Until you don't get it by birth, naturally, nothing is yours. You understood? It matters where you come from, more so before you're even born here. I explained it to Fernandez and SL and any of their supporters, workers, peers, whatever be the case. Hi Varsha. Are you around? Rain over here is about you. Rani is you. Neela is you. You were French blue blood. Other than you, Priya Gaikwad from your class at Fort Convent, batch of 1991, is also blue blood. Both of you knew you were blue blood when you were in school? You knew you were blue blood when you were at Fort Jaswell? At Fort Convent School? All of us knew that Priya Gaikwad is from a royal family. All of us knew it. Priya Gaikwad shapeshifted as you at Forge Aswell at some point in time. Priya Gaikwad and her mother did not get along at some point in time. The one who said that Priya Gaikwad hates her mother was you, who told me that Priya Gaikwad doesn't like her mother and they have tremendous fights. Was that Priya Gaikwad herself shapeshifting as you, CRISPR to be you, who told me that? That was your shapeshifter who told me that about Priya Gaikwad? Did Priya Gaikwad herself volunteer to shapeshift at number 4 Jaswell? Did it have something to do with the exams, that she was scared to give exams? Was she bad at studies? But all of us were bad at studies. So Priya Gaikwad got CRISPR to avoid something, but she volunteered for it. Priya Gaikwad knew Jaitley, Arun Jaitley. Did Arun Jaitley do anything wrong when it came to Priya Gaikwad? That is when Priya Gaikwad was shapeshifting as you at Jaswell. Arun Jaitley has left his human form in 2025, Varsha. But does the world know Arun Jaitley as having passed away? Doesn't the world think that Arun Jaitley passed away in 2000, sometime around 2019-20? But has he really left his human form from the earth? He shapeshifts for Mr. Modi's position sometimes. He used to shapeshift for Mr. Modi's position earlier. He is the anti-god. He is Middle Eastern bloodline. With him, Mr. Rajnath Singh is Indian bloodline. Mr. Yogi is Indian bloodline. Amit Shah is Indian bloodline. Mr. Rajnath Singh, who is defense minister, is Kazakhstani bloodline. Genes, DNA, genome, is that edit and put on him? Was he edited to be Kazakhstani bloodline? Did he edit himself to be Indian bloodline? He holds the ministership or the ministry of which place? Home Ministry? He is defense minister. Mr. Amit Shah, whose home minister, is supposed to be what? Saudi bloodline? Oman, Yemen is who? Oman, Yemen is Mr. Amit Shah, defense, no, kya? Home minister. That Yogi Adityanath is Yemen, he's got Yemen bloodline. I want to know about Jay Shankar. I've never asked you before. This is the first time I'm going to ask you. Is he SRK? Does SRK come shape-shifting for Mr. Jay Shankar? He's always giving hull about Pakistan. Is he actually SRK? SRK is been sent into India. He did mass comm like Jetli. Jetli is journalism, law, and journalism. Jetli is law and journalism. SRK is mass comm from Jamia Ismail. SRK has some shape-shifting of Jay Shankar. In Jay Shankar is SRK. The source that created and allowed Jetli to cover up his tracks while he did whatever he did at India. The same source plugged SRK into this country. Jay Shankar is dangerous. Miss Nirmala Sitaraman sold Sita, sold Gita. But Miss Nirmala Sitaraman, she's still in her human form today. She was there over here a few days ago, Baba. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitaraman, who has a daughter, husband, is she in her human body? Did she recently leave her human form? Was she actually Hindu bloodline? They've been playing her voice and ET over here full day. Is it because she's no more in the body, so they're playing her voice at my home? She was Indian bloodline, like SM Krishna, Indian bloodline. They've taken all these guys underground. Okay, can I close this session over here? I'm a little tired now. Okay, I'll close the session. We'll be back tomorrow evening. I could off camera speak with you a little bit. Okay. So we're closing the session right now. I think I'm going into a... We close this. It is 1:36 in the afternoon when we're shutting this off. Friday 27th of June 2025.